What's up, everyone? Are you ready for part 2 of the how to set a personal development plan and actually work on it? Because now we're going to talk about abilities, behaviors, and environment, and how to bring it all together into one big, nice, juicy plan that we can actually execute. I'm out on a walk with my little king, and I'm thinking of all the ways I'm gonna record the video when I get home. The key thing that I really want to share right now is making plans is easy. Whether it's the right plan or the wrong one, sometimes we can figure that out along the way. But what's most important when it comes to this personal development stuff, growing that business, becoming more fit and happy, whatever it is actually doing the things that we know are gonna get us there. And this is where a lot of people get stuck and lose motivation and procrastinate. And this is why the first part of the video, when we align our vision, our beliefs, and our value with our identity, is so important. So if you haven't checked that one out, please do, because without it, any behavior, any environment change is just gonna be harder and it will create a lot of resistance. So let's dive in and talk about this important practical stuff. Hey everyone, this is Marius. Welcome to my channel where we talk about how to implement personal development strategies in our lives, in our business, so that we can be more successful, get the things we want, and generally live a good life, right? Thank you for watching. I'm new at this YouTube stuff, so excuse, the spontaneous video intro, but it's just my way of getting these videos out the door. This video is part 2 of a wider video, which is about how to create a personal development plan to achieve the things we want in life, to have everything integrated all together. In part 1 of the video that I will, link somewhere around here, I talked about setting the vision, right? Like deciding what is it that we want and the goals that I want for myself, what kind of person I should be or I have to be to achieve those goals, that vision, and the values and belief system that supports all that, right? So check that video out, because in this video, I'm just going to talk about the abilities, the actions, the behaviors, and the environment that supports all this. So this is the mind map that you're probably familiar with from the first video. If not, look in the description because I linked it here so that you can get it. And as you can see, I took myself as an example with the 2 businesses that I have, with my financial goals as well, and my personal life, just so I can give you an example of how to fill this stuff in. This mind map I use in my Successpreneur program. So I've already did a workshop on it with a lot of people. So if you want access to that, there are ways for you to see that. But if you want to fill it in by yourself, I highly recommend you look at part 1 of the video and then at this one. So now let's get into it and talk about abilities and traits, right? So first of all, these are things that we can learn, that we can improve, that we can develop. And the question here is, what kind of abilities, traits, knowledge, skills, whatever it is I need so that I embody the values and the beliefs that I need to have to support the identity, the person I am, that achieves the vision. And this is how you check for that congruency, for that alignment that I mentioned, that is super important. It's why we're creating this mind map, right? So I listed here some examples that work in my case because I want to have and to deliver exceptional service to my clients, right? Because this is what I do, this is what I love doing, and I just want to be at my best. So then learning and professional development is something that is very important to me. And I put this down as an ability, as a trait, as something that I can consistently improve and learn. And, it makes just sense for everything. Content creation is something else that's super important for me. This video, for example, is part of my 2022 vision, and this is how I'm expressing it, right? I'm creating the content, you're watching this YouTube video, hopefully, I hope someone's watching. And this is just part of it. Aware of my fears and limiting beliefs about money. This goes back to my money goals and money objectives that I set over here, and the beliefs that I put around here, because this is what supports this upper structure, right? And there are a lot of examples that you can, think about how does this fit into your life, okay? I just listed here some other examples, but just think in terms of, what do I need to learn? What kind of things do I need to practice, to exercise, to improve on myself so that I do all these things? And then going down below another level, we end up to the most obvious part, which is behaviors, actions, the concrete things that we do. This is the part that we can most easily influence. Now, there are a lot of theories out there about building habits and setting goals and all that, and I'm probably going to make a video about that as well. So please subscribe if you're interested on my take, whatever. But in essence, I think that you can be going to the gym, you can eat healthy, you can, read every day, whatever it is that you are doing as a habit. But if you don't see yourself as a healthy person, if you don't believe that you can be smart, or you can start a business, or that you can make $100,000 in 6 months, whatever it is, then your actions, your habits will just be mechanical, and you will lose motivation at one point, and you will just apply more discipline or willpower to no end. Or you will just feel like, you're fighting yourself because there's just some internal resistance in your subconscious that is preventing you from really putting in your best effort. Now, I'm not saying this is a universal thing, but I've just noticed for myself and with a lot of my clients and other people that we say what we want to do, but after a while we just drop it, right? So this is the reason why, and this is why Robert Dilts' model is so great at this, because if you're not congruent, if you're not aligned with these upper levels, if your identity and your values do not reflect something that is higher, to not necessarily to justify the actions, but to make your actions to give them sense, then it will just be, I wouldn't call it useless. It's just for nothing. It will not lead you anywhere. And this is actually the purpose of this vision, of this exercise. So treat it seriously, because you need to give yourself the serious attention. So like I said, having clear work goals and schedule, you can have the best plan, you can have the best, productivity and performance and whatever it is. But if you don't believe you can be successful in your business, you will procrastinate. You will avoid doing the things that are actually important. Eating healthy, lean, whatever it is, right? Like these are my examples, but I just wanted to give you some context for that. Protecting my sleep, doing cold showers, intermittent fasting, all of these things, like I'm doing them for the fun of it, or am I doing it because it aligns with, my values of being disciplined, or, hardworking and committed to my goal, to protect my sleep and all that. So look at all of this in the bigger context of your life and take perspective, because this is the most important part. As I also mentioned, the subconscious programming, which is something that I'm super passionate and excited about, and I'll be making a lot of videos on this topic. So once again, nice reason to subscribe. When you have that alignment, when everything is congruent, doing this part, whether you call it, through hypnosis, affirmations, manifesting techniques, meditation, whatever it is going to come out much easier, because it just makes sense. You have that vision, you have that images, you have that sensory acuity all triggered. So everything is much easier then, and it just feels natural. And this is how we get into flow. This is where we feel like it's normal, like everything is happening here because it's supposed to happen like that, right? So looking at your behaviors, at your routines and all of that, you need to really assess, are they reflective of your values, of your identity? Do they conform? And an easy way to do that is, when you put something down here, just look above. Look above. And if you've done a good job writing all your goals here and looking at your identity, maybe there's something you can add, because I'm not saying, finish section 2 and then move to 3. No, you can do 4 and then go back to 3, and then write a behavior down, and then realize that you need to add a new part of your identity so that it all fits. So this is a dynamic, evolving as you go process. And the purpose of it is not to be perfect. It's not to be complete. The purpose is just to look for that alignment, for that congruency, which all starts from what is it that you want, right? I hope this makes sense. Please let me know, right? I really appreciate any feedback or comments, especially since I'm just starting. So this is the part where behavior is important, but obviously the environment part comes at the lowest point. And I think this is pretty self-explanatory, because we can influence it. We can, sometimes do it once and then it's done, or we have to keep doing it every time. So for example, if I want to eat healthy and lean, then I have to make sure that I buy healthy foods, right? So this is, again, not rocket science, but it just shows the importance of the pyramid that we are talking about, and how we need to look at all these levels to find alignment and congruency between all of them if we really want to make that change sustainable and to achieve our goals. So I don't have anything else to add here. I'm just gonna open this up so that you see, oops, this shouldn't be there. So you see some other examples. And finally, we're going to talk about putting this all together, because this is the last bit. So you have your vision, your big picture, right? So now from this part, for example, I extract my goals, whether they are 6 months, 3 months, or 1 month, or weekly, whatever it is. I look at my vision and I understand what do I need to do. I create my routines, my habits. Like if I want to, create content, then I need to make sure I'm creative, I'm flow, but I'm also relaxing, right? So I let my mind flow. So I look at how I plan and structure not just tomorrow and my day, but also, like go looking ahead at things, especially when making important decisions like, traveling or maybe moving to another city, or, all sorts of plans that can disrupt this, because maybe sometimes life happens and the vision gets sidetracked, or life happens, but you're still committed to your vision. So find what works for you, like try to dance with life as opposed to being rigid. We are not looking for that. We are looking for a direction. Putting it all together also helps, as I said, to check for congruency, which is, again, I stress the most important thing. But then when you look at all this entire picture, well, okay, I zoomed out a little too far. Does it inspire you? Does it make you exciting? Does it light you up? Do you feel like, oh, man, I really want to get that thing. I can see myself. I know what I have to do. I know my obstacles. I know why I'm doing this stuff. So is it compelling? Because once it is compelling, that spark of motivation is there, and then you can use it to actually go into discipline mode and eventually flow. And then the goal here is to really embody that identity, so that we stop using these resources, these limited resources such as willpower or discipline, and just, go out running because that's just who I am. That's what I do. It's part of me. I don't have to, I should go out running because it's part of my goal. So this is the practical part where you need to really sit down after finishing the vision and look at how are you going to implement it, right? So if maybe this goes into your morning or evening routine, perfect. In my case, this doesn't exist anymore because I have a baby, so non-existent, but still I find time to meditate. I have it every day. I want to go out for running at least 2-3 times per week, so there are some things that I need to dial in very well, so that I support all the top level things, because my behaviors are important. They will trigger my feelings and eventually will bring the results, right? The law of compounding interest applies, right? Or Atomic Humans, if you've read that book, or Power of Habit. Scheduling, blocking time in calendar, super important. Like every Saturday I have time blocked for a massage because I just need it. It's part of the only self-care routine that I do for myself, and it's super good, right? So put it in. So all of these things are integrated, as I've said, but make a concrete action plan. Now, if this looks like 30 days or 90 days, up to you, really up to you. The point is just make one so that you can actually track it and review it, right? And then look at how are you progressing with your goals. And finally, getting support and accountability is the last part that I want to mention, because for a long time, I used to think I can live in a cave, just by myself and just work on myself and be at my best and so on. But I was underestimating the importance of having, like-minded people and a support group, people that inspire me, people that I listen to on a podcast, for example, and, really light me up because they get me motivated. So I would not ignore this part like I did. So yeah, when you have, a friend, maybe you want to share with them this video, that would be amazing. Working on a vision, both of you, and then you support each other. That is, I've seen in 2020, which is when I tried this, I just had amazing results, despite, the whole COVID situation and the way the world was in. All right, so this is it, guys. I'm not going to make this video any longer. All I want for you is to try it, to let me know if you have any questions, and to give me any feedback, because I'm always looking for that. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because the next couple of videos will go more into subconscious programming, which is one of my favorite topics, and some other useful mindset shifts and tools that I've used to get where I am, right? And I'll be sharing more about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and I will see you soon. Thank you.